I'm going to read a blog post that I wrote about this. So, is the red pill killing your sex life? Although most of us discovered the red pill while trying to figure out how to attract women, falling into the red pill rabbit hole, ironically, often creates and exacerbates personality traits that push women away. Watching hours of videos where women are always presented as vapid, gold-digging sluts who cruelly reject so-called average guys in search of so-called chads creates a mistrust and a resentment of women. Women can sense that something is off about men like this, and it sends them running for the hills. Like this video, if you understand what I'm talking about. This phenomenon becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. So-called average guys you're just assuming that women won't like you, so you don't even try. Even with girls that would probably give you a chance. I'm not going to put this aside for a second and just say that women are nice. Dude, women are nice. Even if they don't like you, it's pretty rare for most women to be rude. Most women, the only time they'll get rude in a rejection is if they don't feel safe. Like she feels like you're standing in her way or you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you could be too aggressive on your approach, and that's pretty much the only time that you'll see, majority of the time that you'll see a woman get rude with a rejection. Because women are nice. Most of the time, they don't want to hurt your feelings, even if they don't like you. They might say, oh, no, thank you. I have a boyfriend. That's where I have a boyfriend comes from. She might have a boyfriend, she might not, but she doesn't want to say, ew, I would never date you. Basically, at this point, I'm going to get back to reading this, is like, dude, women are nicer than you think they are. They're so cool. Like, most women are really chill. Even if they don't like you, they don't want to date you. They're not going to try to blow you off and hurt your feelings if your approach is respectful and if you come correct, right? So basically, a lot of guys don't try because you think women won't like you. That's the point I'm making here. When women do show interest, such a man, a guy that's like really into the red pill, all you can talk about is red pill stuff. When women do show interest, such a man quickly turns them off, babbling about the 80-20 rule, single mothers, and hypergamy. This has happened to me several times before I realized that most of my negative experiences with women were self-inflicted. You know what I'm talking about. Is it just me? While new friends and potential romantic interests chatted about their jobs and hobbies, I found myself stuck in something that I call spreadsheet brain, which is compulsively explaining like divorce statistics or like dating app statistics in detail to people who don't care, right? Most people outside of the internet don't care about this stuff, don't know about this stuff, aren't interested. Often that was the first and last time I was invited to hang out with that group. So the subtitle of this one is, you only need to take the red pill once. This doesn't mean that the red pill is incorrect. It's just that talking about it is social suicide in almost all situations. Concepts like Briffault's law and the wall are scientifically accurate, but they're inappropriate for polite conversation. Even if you are right, and we are, like the wall exists, Briffault's law exists, 80% rule, that exists. But even if you're right, talking about it in real life will get you weird looks from dudes and avoided by women. Women will they'll just reject you. They'll reject you, they'll smile politely, they'll walk away, they'll never speak to you again. Because you're just babbling on and on about red pill shit. And most people, this is like kryptonite to most people. They just don't even want to be bothered with it. Understanding the facts about relationships and dating is critically important for modern men. However, binging red pill podcasts to the point that you can't talk about anything else just makes it harder to relate to the 99% of people on earth who will just label you an incel and run the other way when they see you coming. If you watch a lot of these YouTube videos and stuff like this in the so-called manosphere, you think that everybody listens to these podcasts, everybody thinks about this stuff. Most people do not think about this stuff, and they think it's weird and cringe that if you bring it up. It's getting kind of better than it was a few years ago, but still, the majority of the time, most people, if you try to talk about red pill concepts and things that these guys talk about in these podcasts and YouTube channels, they will ostracize you immediately. So, the vicious circle. Number one, you were already socially isolated and struggling with women to begin with. So you go online looking for answers. How do I get a girl to text me back? That's how I found the red pill. A few years ago, I was out of a relationship. I got on dating apps. I met this woman, not on a dating app, just through friends. And I was texting her, and sometimes she'd text me back. It'd take her a long time, like the next day or 12 hours. And sometimes we hang out. She was kind of hot and cold. I felt confused. I couldn't figure it out. If you're confused by a woman, she doesn't like you. When women like you, you will know. If you feel confused, it's because she doesn't like you. But I was like, man, I don't get it. Like sometimes she'll text me back fast and I'll ask her to hang out and she's down. Sometimes I'll text her and she'll take 2 or 3 days to text me back and I'll ask her to hang out and she's all, she's acting standoffish. I can't get anywhere with her. She's hot and cold. What's going on? I type into Google, how to make a girl text you back. And the rest was history. I found Coach Greg Adams. I found The Rational Male. I found all these podcasts and videos. And that's how I got started into the quote unquote the red pill space. So number 1, you're socially isolated, struggling with women to begin with, so you go online looking for answers. 2, you find a corner of the internet dedicated to understanding a topic that already confuses you, which is dating and interacting with women. It's possible to have success with women without knowing any of this stuff. Like I said in the example, I had gotten out of a 4.5, 5-year relationship with a woman I loved. And she was pretty. She's smart, interesting, funny. I didn't know anything about the red pill. I just landed in this relationship with a girl that liked me. Right? So it's possible to never have heard of the red pill and have happy, healthy relationships. Probably the majority of guys that are in relationships with women that they like and the women treat them well and like them, they've never even heard of this stuff. That's why it sounds so weird to people, because they're like, well, why can't you just get in a relationship like all of us? Probably when I was with my girlfriend, if somebody had came to me talking about red pill shit, I'd have been like looking at them like they had a dick growing out of their forehead. It's like, what's wrong with you? Just get a girlfriend. It's so easy. All right, 3. After years of frustration, you finally feel understood. Finding a community that shares your exasperation and disappointment. 4, you binge red pill podcasts and videos for hours. When you do interact with people in real life, all you can talk about is entitled modern women. And you come off as resentful and weird. Do you know what I'm talking about? Does anybody watching this video understand what I am saying? 5, leading to inevitable rejection. Dejected because your feelings are hurt. You tried to go out and make something happen. You got rejected because all you can talk about is red pill shit. You retreat back to online spaces where you feel safe and understood with others who share your views. So the red pill, while important to understand, I will never tell you not to understand the red pill. If you look at my bookshelf right here, I got Coach Greg Adams, The Evolution. I have The Rational Male right here too. These are good books. These are important books to read. The Rational Male I found to be, honestly, you could read The Rational Male and put the rest of it aside. I like Coach's book as well. Coach's 2 books are really good. But the red pill, while important to understand, becomes a self-perpetuating cycle that keeps guys stuck. You would feel happier, more productive, and more connected to others if you stop fixating on negativity and the worst representations of women. Yes, you need to understand female nature. However, fixating on negativity only makes you weird, bitter, and unlikable. How to climb out of the red pill rabbit hole. Does any of this sound familiar? If you are crashing and burning socially and you can't figure out why, maybe it's because you're stuck in the red pill rabbit hole. You're locked into a cycle of cynicism that makes building relationships, making friends, and getting a girlfriend 100 times harder than it has to be, even if you are just a regular guy. We're all regular guys here. I could change the title of the channel to the Regular Guy YouTube channel. We're all regular, at best. Is there a way out? The good news is that most guys who get stuck in the red pill rabbit hole have a lot of great qualities that many people admire when they're focused the right way. Often, guys like us are independent. We're able to think for ourselves, and we don't mind standing out in a crowd and sticking to our beliefs. These are good things. We just have to make them work for us to create the lives that we want, not against us, pushing away potential friends and romantic interests, making us miserable and isolated in the process. And then I closed this post with how to finally gain freedom. So basically I was reading from my blog, chanceberryman.com, a post called how the red pill is killing your sex life, and I'll link it down below. But what I wanted to tell you is, look, the red pill is good to know. Like I said, I pointed to Rollo Tomasi's book. I got Coach's book right here. This is good information to know, but binging on this stuff too much and focusing on these exaggerations of women from people get these OnlyFans girls and put them on these podcasts and get them to say clickbait, rage bait stuff to make you angry, to make you, incensed and get in the comments and modern women this. Most women are really nice. Literally, since I've been on dating apps, like I said, a lot of my perceptions are changing because I'm just meeting more women and they're nice. Even if we don't end up dating or even if we don't end up seeing each other over a long period of time, I could still look back on some of these experiences, just like going out for coffee, getting a few drinks. Some women have came home with me. I can be like, look, even if that didn't end up being a whole 20-year marriage and relationship, that was a fun experience. So this is what I want for y'all. Just kind of open your mind a little bit. So I'm making this video. It's the beginning of summer. Dude, this summer, get out of your shell, open yourself up to some new experiences, and just try. Just try. If you want to get my help, you can contact me in the comments below. Maybe I'll put my email address in there. If you want to get my help with some ideas of ways that you can meet more women, kind of improve your dating life and your social life in general, from a guy that's done it. Because here's the thing, like, I'm not a naturally social person. I honestly I could sit in here in my house and read books, play music, play guitar, play piano, hang out with my dogs. The dog is asleep right now, thank God. That's why he's not jumping in the video. I can do that forever and not really be that worried about hanging out with other people, except for the fact that sometimes, obviously, I get horny, so I have to meet women. So I'm a lot like probably a lot of you guys watching this, mostly to myself. I'm not even an introvert. I'm just to myself. If y'all want some help or advice or coaching in your dating life, hit me up, communicate with me, like the video, subscribe. Stay tuned for the next one. Thanks for watching. Peace.